you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I'm Debra Eckerling, author of Your Goal Guide and founder of the DEB Method, which is my system for goal setting simplified. I'm so excited today. Whenever it's like a networking topic, okay, I can make anything a networking topic. This is an actual networking topic, and I'm so excited because I have friends who I met, through the magic of Zoom and writer life. And I said, do you want to be on my Goal Chat Live? And they said yes. So we're going to have so much fun. So those of you who are unfamiliar, I host the Goal Chat Twitter chat every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And then on Monday, I bring a friend or friends to do a deeper dive into the topic. And I am so excited today because I have Anastasia Washington and Jenna Busch. And I met them because they interviewed me at Desiree Duffy's Book Fest last month, and I jumped on this. I'm like, this is so much fun. Let's turn the tables. So thank you both. You're both hosts and you're podcasters, and I know Jenna's a journalist and author, and Anastasia's an actress and filmmaker, and you're both multi-hyphenates. So why don't you, so I don't shortchange your amazing backgrounds, introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
Sure. I'll go first. I'm Anastasia. I am, as you were saying, a comedian, a podcaster, a filmmaker, an actress. I dabble in a lot. And I host sometimes. That's me.
And she has a kitten.
And I have a kitten and a dog.
Oh, yeah. I miss the dog.
Yeah.
We haven't seen each other in person in quite a while. So.
It's true. I have a quarantine kitty. I think most people adopted an animal over quarantine. I too jumped on that wagon.
Excellent. And your quarantine kitty may make an appearance.
She may, yeah. And her name is very it's rough, since we're talking about networking and books and all kinds of stuff, we met through books. Her name is Zora Neale Hurston, like Zora Neale Hurston.
That makes me so happy.
So she's right for this gig. So it's cool.
She is.
That was very convenient of her to have an author name. No, I know you named her,
right?
But
no, they named her something else, and I was like, no, we're gonna.
Well, I have a kitten who's sitting next to me named Peanut, but she was originally called Stephen Pawking.
Oh.
I did not have anything to do with that, but it's cute.
Very cute.
And she may show up too. Okay, so I'm Jenna Busch. I write for Vital Thrills. I started a site, Legion of Leia, which is now at Vital Thrills. I used to co-host a show with Stan Lee called Cocktails with Stan. You can still find some of them online. I've contributed to 11 of the 12 books in the Psych Geek series, including Star Wars psychology, Wonder Woman psychology, Game of Thrones psychology. I am not a psychologist. I am the pop culture expert side of that. I am currently writing a book on running, which I just took up a year and a half ago, and I just ran my second marathon yesterday, and I'm very, very sore, which we were talking about before the broadcast started. And I started as an actress and ended up as I became a makeup artist, then I ended up writing. So yeah, Anastasia and I are both definitely multi-hyphenates. I think what happens
you have to survive, right?
Yeah.
I was a child actor, and I was how do I become an adult and stay in this business? So I've just touched on every single part of this business, which sounds
you really
weird.
have. No, you have. And I think also for me, what happens is I get a hobby, and then someone says, "I'll pay you to do that." So it's really cool, but the only thing is I need a hobby that I just have for me, and I don't have one now. Once the running book happens, I'm hoping to get paid for that, and so
I say take up cake.
Oh,
nobody really will pay. Nobody
cake.
really pays you to eat cake.
I can't cook. Also, I burned frozen shrimp and almost burned my kitchen down. So,
but there's these things called bakeries, and they're all throughout the land.
I want to go to one.
Well, I actually have the solution for not liking to cook. It's called the Instant Pot. You put in ingredients, and it comes out meals.
Oh, we have an air fryer too. That's good. I can press buttons. I'm very good at buttons.
Yeah,
very good at buttons. Someone's going to pay me to press buttons someday. It's my goal.
If you're tech savvy and you have your Instant Pot and your air fryer, you're golden. And then you can eat for like ever.
Yes.
That's amazing. See, we're changing lives.
Yes, we are. Well, we are, because isn't entertainment like one of the most important things, especially over the last year, as people have been just like isolated, ridiculous. And as I say, you know, for an extrovert, I've been so happy this last year because I've met more people through Zoom and networking and events around the world that I never would have met had I just been confined to, you know, LA, which is pretty big. I mean, you can meet a lot of people here, but the connection and what we were talking about before we went online is I like just missed meeting Jenna at the last event we both did, which was the California Creative Writers Conference, the end of February 2020. But fortunately, I did meet Desiree Duffy, who's the one who connected us through BookFest. So,
and I met Desiree through Anastasia, because we have had a lot of the authors on a podcast that we used to do. Now we do a new one called Hysterical, which is a comedy history podcast. But that's actually how Anastasia is the reason that I met Desiree.
Yeah, I met her at a networking thing for female creators. And then I was like, we have a podcast. We would love to have, like, you know, especially female authors, but not exclusively. And we kept in touch, and this is history. That's it.
And here we are.
And here we are. It just keeps going and going and going.
So the new one is called Hysterical, but it's not hysterics. It's
right.
It is.
I mean, it depends on the day, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's HISTR. So we history and hysterical put together. It's been really fun. It's not just a strict history podcast, like we go through life points, but we also talk about these people's favorite foods and clothing and the
beauty tips.
The beauty tips are
poison
fun.
You because it's historically based. So lead, you know.
Oh yeah, I used to do a lot of stuff on the when I was a makeup artist. I studied the history of makeup and ingredients and things like that, and a lot of that stuff not really good for you. Like belladonna drops in the eyes to make the pupils bigger can really mess up your vision. You don't need that, though.
The fact that, like, you know, Catherine the Great was basically on a keto diet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all this stuff is pretty interesting to me.
Wow.
This is why we started it.
That's just fascinating. It's interesting. It's sort of, it kind of proves that you could basically do whatever you want and figure out a way to get out in the world.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, let's talk community, because that's why we're here. Well, that, and to talk about, you know, things you should never do to your body just because people did it in history. So, and it seems like the obvious question, but why is community important?
Ooh. I'll start. I think for me it's important because I feel like I have lots of ideas. And I can talk about them in my house to the cats all day long. But unless you need other people to help you get these things out there. And even if you're doing a project by yourself, other people have to help promote you. You can't do everything yourself. And honestly, it's exhausting to do everything yourself. And I think when I run by myself, but even then I post online and I'm part of running groups online and I talk to people because you need encouragement. And you need people to bounce ideas off of. You need people who will tell you if you're being ridiculous. You need people to tell you if that idea that you have that you're like, it's not that great, if it really is, and you're just sabotaging yourself. I really think it's important. And just even talking about how we all met Desiree, that's a huge thing. Their events, and how Anastasia and I met you, Debra, because we were doing an event where we were talking. And I think that's really important. I mean, I got into doing what I do now because one of my friends from high school knew that I was an actor and I lived in LA, and I'm not an actor anymore. I was. But he knew that I was comfortable on camera. So he asked me if I'd interview a couple of celebrities, and you don't say no. So it was Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, start right at the top.
Right. You don't say no to that. So all the things that are happening in my life right now would not have ever happened if my friend Chris Radke had not done that. So every job I've ever had has been because someone in the community asked for my help or was willing to offer me help.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
agree
lot
with
of
that, yeah.
there's a lot of power in the saying of yes. And I tell this story. I don't remember if I told it this way when we spoke, because it was like a quick 10-minute interview, but I started doing goal setting because I did events for Barnes and Noble, and someone came in and said, would you start a writer support group? And for me, that meant goal setting, productivity, accountability. And who knew that would lead to this? So I am with you 100% on, you never know where things are going to lead, but being open is so huge.
Yes, I agree. I mean, first of all, yeah, like I agree. Nobody can do this alone. Pretty much anything, but especially in the fields that I've chosen of creative fields, we really need to be in other people's mind, and we need other people to be in our mind. It's so collaborative, and you can't put your career or your life in just like anybody's hand and wait by the phone. And I think a lot of like actors and comedians and filmmakers are like, nobody's calling me. And it's like, but what have you done today to spread out your, like the word of you, and like, and what connection have you made? Have you sent an email? Have you talked to somebody, or did you follow up with somebody, or did you say yes to somebody's show? And so then, did you have somebody on your show? Just like spreading that out. And then when they're thinking of something that like fits you, all at once you're getting called. And it's so rewarding. It's so great to just be like, people are thinking of you, and the only way they can think of you is if you, collaborate, say yes, go to that networking thing, go to the, take a buddy. I think taking a buddy to a networking thing, now that things are more in person, obviously you can't do that really on Zoom, but that was one of my like saving graces. Get a +1, because they will talk you up and you'll talk them up, and it won't feel bad. Like sometimes I feel like talking myself up is like, it's hard. But when my friend's like, Anastasia does this and this and this and this, and then I have no problem going, my friend is a boss lady that does this, and this. I think it's good. It's a good way, and it's like a little loophole to network and talk yourself up, but not have to talk yourself up.
It's true. And by the way, Anastasia does more every day than any 10 people I know. Like, if you look at her Facebook page, and you should, there are lists of things like, I'm doing this show and this show and this show, these 7 podcasts, and also a dance class, and I'm dancing on social media. Like, it is, I don't know how many clones you have, but I would like one.
It's just me. I just
it's really impressive, honestly.
I have a lot of endurance, but I also just like, I feel like saying yes to people and supporting people also helps me. Like not just in like a financial way, not in like a career driven way. Just like I'm not an introvert, obviously. I like people. I like, being around people. I like studying people. Gosh, they give you so much good material as a comedian. It's just like, it's great to just constantly be doing stuff. But yeah, I do have a problem with like stillness.
That's okay. You don't have to be still. No, I get that, because
Jenna is definitely not a still person either.
No, if I wasn't told by several running websites that I need to rest today and tomorrow, I would be out running again. So I understand that. But you do it while you can, when you've got the opportunity, you do it. And then you do also have to, I have to schedule breaks for myself, because otherwise I won't take them.
Well, I also like, like how people get really upset if somebody cancels on them. And I'm like, when you're so busy and somebody cancels on you, you're like, it makes it, you're like, that's fine. We'll reschedule. I can just like maybe eat a bowl of cereal for like 5 seconds.
Did you ever notice, though, that happens when you really want to cancel something and you're like, I shouldn't, and then they cancel or postpone you? Yeah. You are so happy.
So happy.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah. And when you have to be on so much, like we do, all of us have to, like, I'm just like, even with like all these Zoom calls, it's great, but it's also an energy suck. And so when somebody like cancels, I'm like, oh great, I can take off my bra less.
I know.
Let's go.
Well, see, that's how you gotta aim the camera up, and then you don't have to wear one.
That's true. You're smart, Jenna. She's got the tips.
But wait, I got a new sports bra today, but it's on the chair over there,
and the chair is feeling very supported.
The chair is very supported. But right now, I don't want to have any of that. It hurt yesterday.
They are modern torture devices.
They are.
Anyway, this seems like a great time to say anyway. And we do have a comment, and I don't know why some of my usernames comes up, but I'm pretty sure this is my friend Jean, who said you can do lots of things on Zoom. He wouldn't know me if it wasn't for Zoom. I wouldn't know. I go to a Tuesday night international networking thing, so I know people around the world because it's morning in some places and middle of the night in others, and 6 here and 9 back east, and it's cool. But from these places, you get recommendations, and it's great. Lead into my next question. Well, I'm going to make it a two-parter because I wanted to do a follow-up on the last thing, and I got distracted because you guys are so awesome. So, where do you find your peeps? And then the other thing is the double teaming thing. I think it can work for Zoom as well, because it's always, if someone's somewhere for the first time and we have a mutual friend, I will like go out of my way to like LinkedIn connect or send a little note, welcome, we're happy you're here. So you can double team that way, right? Also, so I'm saying 5 different things. The other thing I wanted to do was agree with you both, because I'm a firm believer that you can't reach any goals without your peeps, which is why this conversation is so important. So everything's out of my head. Back to you all. Where do you find your peeps?
I mean, I found them through all kinds of bizarre places. A lot of them, and I'm sure Anastasia feels the same way, but for a lot of us in the geek world, because I cover the geek world as a journalist, and you may have noticed from the dragon and Princess Leia behind me, but and these sort of toys on my shelf. But I met a lot of people doing conventions, and that like Comic-Con or WonderCon or Wizard World. And I've met so many people that way. In fact, I have some experts that I'm interviewing for the running book because I met them doing panels, and I've met them through doing these books, the Psych Geek series. And, so Dr. Travis Langley is the man who edits these, and he's wonderful. And he's got this insane network of friends, and so many are writers and psychologists. And so now when I do articles, I have a list of 30 psychologists that I can go to and say, can you give me a quote on this? Or I've talked to doctors or other pop culture experts. So I've met so many people that way. But just even at conventions, just, when you're at a convention and you're working, generally where you find yourself is on the floor with your phone charger plugged into an outlet on the wall that's next to a garbage can, eating a sandwich out of your purse. If you do that, people will find you and sit down next to you and talk. 1, because you have the outlet, and 2, because they understand what it's like to eat a sandwich out of their purse.
Yes, they do. Everyone does at a convention.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I find my people a variety of ways. I think it depends on like the field that you're in, right? I think the best way to find your people is to be very specific. Okay, so as a filmmaker, when I go to a film festival, that is the best time for me to find like-minded people that are above, like my career level and below and right. And everyone's going to be moving up and down in their career levels, up and down, especially in film. So it's great to know all different levels. And I think that's the thing. Like, some people were like, oh, I have to go talk to, like, I don't know, say Judd Apatow was there. Yes, talk to Judd Apatow. Definitely talk to Judd Apatow. But
Always.
also talk to the young filmmaker, like ask him about his film and like what's happening, and talk to this, boss lady that's making independent films over here, and getting, get contacts and stuff like that. So I think that's another way. But another great way that I get contacts is like the way me and Jenna met, which was like two women were like, we're gonna have a geek girls night every night at this bar so that we have like support in the geek industry, which it's not always easy being a geek girl. Yeah. And so we would go have drinks at this bar, not a car. That would be weird. We had it at a bar. We had it at a bar, and everyone just like, everybody from that group is so close, and like we follow each other, we support each other, like years and years and years later. We don't have those drink nights anymore, but like we're all very involved in each other's careers and lives.
Yeah.
And I think if you can be that person, or if somebody, you can get like a couple people together and be like, hey, bring a few friends over for like brunch, or hey, let's do a Zoom, call with like people that are all going through the same, kind of events or same kind of, I don't know, like career things. That's the best way, because your friends know friends. It's like, bring a friend, bring your own friend instead of bring your own booze.
Yeah, and I also think that like particularly in the geek community, the women for the most part in the geek community are super supportive of each other, because we all know what it's like to be the only one. And, I found out when I was getting all kinds of harassment online during Gamergate that it was all my girlfriends who were willing to stand up and say, you can't do this. And it was really important. And that's the other thing is social media. It gets a bad rap for good reason, which I know very well. At the same time, I've met so many wonderful people over social media that I've never met in person, and I hope to someday. Yeah. And some people that I actually have, but I've gotten jobs because I've met people over social media. I've gotten jobs through LinkedIn. I met, part of the reason that I ended up doing the show with Stan Lee was because I talked a lot online. Mm-hmm. And, that was a really big deal. And I got to write comic books because somebody knew about my tweets and said, would you like to do this? We're doing this book called Womanthology, which was an anthology that was just women that really did sort of shift the industry, because a lot of people in the big two, Marvel and DC, didn't know there were this many female fans. So there are good things about social media. Oh,
there's tons. And like, and even going off that point about Zoom and doing, Zoom alone and all that stuff like that. Absolutely. Or pairing up, whatever. I will say as a comedian, when everything shut down for the pandemic, most people were like, oh, I can't do anything. And I did Zoom show after Zoom show after Zoom show. And I have such a base of friends in other cities now that when I'm in that city, all I have to go is like, I'm going to Phoenix. And then all my friends from Phoenix that I've been on these Zoom calls are like, okay, cool. We'll book you on this show, this show, this show. It's amazing. So and I haven't even met these people in real life, right? I did an in-person show not like a week or so ago. And that was the first time I'd seen some of these people. And it just like, it was so weird. I was like, oh my God, you're not a screen. This is so weird.
You have legs.
What? I've never seen them before. But I will say just like that has helped me come out of this crazy time in a way different position than I think I would have been if I was just like, I don't want to do Zoom comedy. I don't want to look at a screen. I don't want to know. Like I've played in all kinds of different cities right here, literally right here.
And they're good. You guys, seriously though, follow her because her comedy is awesome. It really is. I know we're friends, but I'm also a fan.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, it's great. It's great just to like, there's no time in the world like now for us to be all connected so quickly and so like vastly than it is right now to find your people. Like social media, Zoom. It's amazing. I know, and negative, but also amazing.
Right. And this show came out of the pandemic because I've been doing my Gold Chat Twitter chat for years, and my publisher said, "Hey Deb, want to do a Facebook Live show with Gold Chat?" And it was one of those things that had been circling my brain for a while, and then it was the time and the opportunity. So like you know, my book came out in January. Less than 2 months later, sidelined, but I have been talking about doing workshops for years online. And then it was when it's the only option, you have two choices: embrace, move forward, or sit in a corner. And sitting in a corner it isn't fun.
Yeah.
No,
I saw Zorro go by.
I know she did. She walked by. Unless that corner is really cool, I would get out of the corner.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be a really exciting corner.
Well, I think that's something that, just what your friends can really help with too. Like, I may seem like an extrovert. I know I seem like an extrovert. I am not. I'm actually an extroverted introvert. So I can easily hermit. And so it really helps me when my friends are like, hey, come to this thing with me, or come do this, or show up on this show. Because once I'm on camera, I'm fine. But, you have all that anxiety beforehand, and,
So this was like, in the last year, for not leaving the house, you would need that prodding to be like, come join, come play. Really?
Yeah. I mean, well, at this point, seriously, I'll go out of the house for anything. I will cut a ribbon somewhere. I don't care. But, I think it's because, Anastasia knows I'm a bit of a workaholic like you are. And so I tend to just keep going and going and going. And so when I was the last book I was writing, when I didn't leave the house a whole lot. So it was really important for my friends to say, you need to leave. Go outside.
Yeah, because we'd be like, come to happy hour, come to brunch, and we would only see her at conventions, and she'd be like, we'd be like, Jenna!
And and I'm doing like 18 panels, so it's always a drive-by with me. I'm always like, hi! So I do need help getting out of the house and doing things, so it's not that I'm shy, it's just that I'm
conserving your energy.
I'm conserving my energy.
That is good. Like, that is self-care. Like, I sometimes have to be like, do I have enough energy to do this? And then I just go, I don't care, and do it. But like, maybe at one point I should go, maybe you should just breathe.
Yeah. And I think also because running's been my pandemic project. And so what I've been doing is running by myself every single day. And so I think, now I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I need to go and do a race with other people. So one, someone can hand me Gatorade, but two, so that I can see other people and have people around me and the support and all of that. And I think that's a really big thing because, except for the gas station guy who let me use his bathroom yesterday during the marathon, I don't see a whole lot of people. I mostly run with a very unattractive fanny pack full of peanuts to throw to the squirrels and ravens that will follow me if I don't.
Yeah, see, I was like gonna volunteer and be like, I'll run with you, and then you're like, I'm feeding ravens, and then I'm like, I'm
doesn't
out,
like
Jenna.
birds.
Like, I'm not networking with you.
I have one that lands at my feet, so I'm just throwing that out there. She does not.
All right,
like birds.
So 2 questions. The running, I get, it's amazing. I want to know where do you dance? Because that's my thing. That is like my exercise of choice.
That is my exercise of choice. I actually do dance hall classes on Zoom. Dance hall is Afro-Caribbean for those of you who don't aren't up on it. And the funny thing is, before the pandemic, I went to like maybe 2 classes and like in person. And then I was like, oh God, I want to do this, but it feels so hard. Right. And then this happened and I was like, this is what I need to do. And they started doing Zoom classes. One of my teachers, she's Italian and she's in Costa Rica right now. And I take a class with her pretty much daily. And the community I've built with them, like the supportive, like it's mainly women in this group, but just my dance community is insane. It's so cool. Like I have friends in Amsterdam now. And, you know, like we're talking about going to Jamaica and learning from like the actual, like, you know, dance hall creators. And that's my little tiny hobby that like I just can't, like old me would have been like, I'm gonna work through this, but like I don't give up my dance class for anybody now. I'm like, that's my time, and that's my community, and those are my girls. You know?
So awesome.
It's amazing. And it's so social, and we just see each other's growth. I mean, the way we started and the way we are now, like it's insane. It's so great. And I've even, you know, grabbed some of my friends and pulled them in on the Zoom, you know, and just been like, this is a class, take the Zoom class with me. Come out. It's amazing.
We'll have to, I just need to know more, because
yes, it's called Juke Gal, but I will tell you more.
We'll talk, because pre-pandemic, so I would take hip hop and U-Jam, and I've been very not good about it. See, I'm admitting
because fine. That's okay.
Because from all of this, you know, in real life, we're in LA, and it's traffic to go anywhere. And when I talk about networking goals, I always say, you know, in old world, one event a week is realistic.
Yeah.
In new world, I'm like camera ready every single weekday, and sometimes on the weekends. And usually, so if I don't have at least 3 or 4, whether it's a Zoom coffee or an event or learning, if I'm teaching or being taught. I was going to say being teached, and that would not sound good.
Being teach-taught.
We would know what
being
you meant.
teach-taught. Yeah. So it's for me, but my dance class I could walk to, which is why it was really easy to get to pre-pandemic land. And this, it's like there's always something going on. So I need to get back to it. So I'm going to kind of make that my bonus goal, is to get back to weekly dance class.
It's so fun. And once you're in it, it's just, you know how it is. It's the feeling. The feeling is just your confidence.
It's the good energy.
Yeah.
And so I was going to ask where else. I know I said 2 things, and I'll get to the other one. Well, this probably is it. So in addition to dance class, where else have you met people? Was the transition, especially with conferences, like non-existing? How is that? What did that do to your brain? Were you good?
Well, I've been doing them online, so I've probably done more panels this year than I usually do, without having to drive to San Diego, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I've done so many. But I've done actually a lot of Wizard World panels. They've been really fun. And what we've been able to do, since a lot of these conventions have gone online, like Wizard World in particular, they have been doing panels nonstop. So it's not just when the convention would have been. So we can respond to things. Oh, hello, Zora. We can respond to things like like TV shows, like, you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier or WandaVision or stuff like that. And or cattails, like it's very cute. But yeah, like I think so. I've had a lot of people, particularly so many that I've met through these. But that's been a really big deal. I've also met people running. Oddly enough, I've had people stop me on the street now. I actually had somebody stop me and say, "How many miles?" A garbage man. He said, "How many miles do you run?" And I said, "You know, I that day I'd done 20," and he was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And I ended up talking to him for like half an hour, and he was so wonderful, and it was great. And I don't, you know, it's not like a career connection, but it's a person that I might not have talked to. And he was super cool. And I've just, you know, I've also found communities on Facebook, and that's been a really big deal, like running communities. I had a guy today post that he was doing a half marathon at 71, and he was going to teach his knees and his ankles, who were boss. And I'm like, yes, I will do that. I read a book where this guy is 81 and doing 100-mile races. And I was like, apparently I have a new goal, because once I have a thing about that. Like if someone tells me I can't do something, or the world assumes that I can't do something, I like to do it. So like I had a doctor tell me I couldn't lose weight after surgery. And so he's like, "No, you're never going to." I was like, ha! So I did.
And Jenna sure did. She sure did that.
So proving people wrong, good motivation. I think it's something all three of us have in common.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so how are you feeling about re-entering the IRL seeing people world?
I mean, I'm ready. I'm,
yeah.
I've been ready. I'm like, I don't want to give all of this back to in real life, right? Like, I love having my dance classes online and having that community because I can talk to people all around the world. I'm never going to say no to like doing Zoom comedy or Zoom networking events because that's broadening my pond, my pool of people, right? But it's nice to be in person. Like, it really is cool.
Yeah. I may have forgotten how to human a little bit, but I just, a little.
Just
but I
hugging
like,
a little too long or something.
Not blinking. I don't know. But I think everybody's going to be dealing with that. So I'm not really too concerned about that. I actually saw some people in person. We were masked, but I saw some people in person. And it was really nice. You still have that thing in the back of your head. Is this how conversations go? I think I remember. I don't know. But what we've talked about it, and they were both like, yeah, neither one of us know how to do that anymore. So I think that's fine. Like, I think anybody who's having anxiety about talking to people in person again, about seeing people, about, what do I have to talk about? There's always stuff. And everyone is
they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
Yes,
something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I really do think that people are all dealing with the same thing. So, but I also don't have kids. So I imagine people who do may want to run screaming out of the house by now. So I'm sure they've enjoyed their children too, but homeschooling, working from home at the same time, everyone in the house together for a year. I mean, I would imagine that's got to be really stressful.
That's a lot. That's a lot for people. And I think I just even think about the kids. I'm like, how is it like to grow up like that? Like, like this is like, these are like very important years in some child's life, and it's done via like Zoom and isolated. So I think it's so cool that we're like slowly getting back into real life. I'm very enthusiastic about it. If I talk too loud or hug too long for a little bit, it's gonna be okay.
It'll be fine.
Or they won't talk to me anymore, and then we'll find other ones.
There's other people. Yes. I mean, I actually had a friend post on Facebook today that their vet sent out tips on how to readjust their animals for when they go back to work. So if the animals have stress over it, we certainly do. So, but I think it's going to be good. And although I do think this has opened up a lot, like there will be situations now. I think all the conventions are probably going to keep some form of online panels. I think, there's going to be a way to work remotely for people who need to work remotely where that may not have been an option before. I think there will be a lot of people who are like, let me back in the office now. But I do think it's going to open some things up. And I think a lot of us just need to get out of the house so bad. Yeah. We need to get out of the house.
Yeah. I love what you said about people are probably more afraid of you than you are of them. Because the whole thing is, and we're in LA, there are a lot of people in LA. And we like to make up our own rules, and you don't necessarily know who's playing by the right ones.
Right.
So I would say, like, err on the side of caution, but also be open.
Yeah.
And I think, like everything, it's like that. You need that balance, but not to be afraid of this re-entry. So all my themes this month have been reconnecting because we've all just been connected with our wonderful computer screens and
and cats.
And I don't have any pets. I just have like little toy thingies.
Was that like a dragon or something? What was it?
Here, I'll bring Peanut over.
See, no, these are
it's a dolphin.
Yeah, like 3 jobs ago. I don't know how these toys ended up with me.
They're so cute.
But so you have to have them toys on your desk because
you do.
What's the point? I mean, Jenna's got. I think I should make Jenna big again real quick so we can see
This one talks, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the shelf over here in my office,
yeah, she has a lot.
And you just can't see it. I mean, we could turn around and just show all of the books, and
yeah,
there's like a strange Alf mask up there.
There's some Ghostbusters stuff.
There's definitely Ghostbusters stuff up there.
And for those of you who think I'm going to turn my computer around and show all the notes and in everything I talk about with goal setting that I say you should have in your office, it is behind my screen for a reason. Trust me, it's all there. This
Trust her.
Trust me.
There.
So we're all like back in some form of reality, but there's going to be that balance, that hybrid. So and we're going to have to give community outreach goals. But before we do that, let's talk, what tips do you have, maybe a little bit more specific, for meeting new people and connecting and developing relationships? Because we all know we're the agreement society. You have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where does someone start? Especially those introverted introverts. I know they exist. I am not one.
Introvert. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably the exception because I just start talking to people.
You do, and
Yeah.
I like that, and that makes me happy. I kind of do that too, but I think if you're somebody that's really introverted, give yourself an out. Like, so you say yes to an event, give yourself a reason to leave early. You don't have to use it. But if you're feeling anxious, you don't have to immediately on the spot go, I don't feel comfortable, I have to leave. Just say, okay, well, I have to leave by this time because I have a babysitter, an appointment, or a Zoom call, or whatever. And that gives you an option. Because I know, like for me, right about the 2-hour mark, my brain starts to go, how do I sound? It's just a thing. And I'm used to it. So it doesn't really, I rarely even realize it's happening. But people usually have a threshold. And if you're an introvert, you might feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or go up to the person who at the party who's talking a lot. Very often that'll be me and Anastasia.
Yeah.
And just say hi, because I know both of us we're very friendly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I think when you go and talk to somebody who is very gregarious, it gives you an instant in. Yeah, they're willing to pull you in. Like, if I can tell you're shy, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to make you feel comfortable. I'm going to introduce you to people, and I'll say, like, tell me about what you do, and then I'll tell other people about what you do, because I like to support everybody, because so many people have helped me with everything that I've done. So I love to be able to do that for other people. And you just never know, like, what connection you could make. I have introduced couples. I'm very proud of that. So
everything. Like, sometimes I just sit like down and just see who sits around people. Like, I remember I went to this film thing where there was a girl that was sitting alone, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit kind of close to her. And then we just started talking. We're still friends. We still support each other's films. Like, we're cheerleaders for each other to this day. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just because I was like, she's sitting alone. I am not. I'm here by myself. Let's just sit like kind of close to each other and see if we talk.
Yeah. And if you're nervous, like, challenge yourself to do it. Give yourself, say, I will go to this party and I will stay there for half an hour. No matter what happens, half an hour, and then I can leave. And I'm going to try to talk to... Or maybe
a goal even, like,
like 3 people.
Try 3 people.
Yeah. And that's a really big deal. And as you have up here, Anastasia, you were saying to bring a friend, and I like to do that too. I like to, Zora, that is the cutest. Bring a cat who will play with your earrings.
Don't bring the cat.
No, don't bring the cat. Don't bring the cat. But, another thing you can do just even in life is walk up to people in the park who have pets and say, hi, I like your dog. Actually, my boyfriend and I were walking in the park feeding squirrels, and we met this couple who are wonderful people and who are in our industry. We did not know. We met a director there, did not know. He just had a cute dog. And we were like, what a puppy head. And, that's a really good intro, because you immediately have something you can talk about. And I think that's the same thing at parties. When you're going to an event where you're meeting people, like, oh, what do you do? Ask questions.
I think also, like, I love that because it's like a compliment pool. Like, either wear something that's very uniquely you and see who like goes, oh my God, I love your Star Trek earrings. Like, you know, and then that starts a conversation, or compliment other people. Like, that's the greatest way. You're like, oh my God, I love your shirt. That's my favorite, blah, 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 blah. Conversation started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge thing. And, you know, and you can even practice small talk. Like, one thing I know from doing interviews on camera, generally as a journalist, I have 4 minutes, but those 4 minutes are the on camera part. You still have about 2 minutes where they do the setup and you're sitting there with a celebrity and you have to talk to them and you've got to draw them out. And so you do start to think of things, like you do say, okay, what are they wearing? Is it something cool? Do I like that? Yeah, let me talk about it. Or what movie did they just do other than this one that I saw? Or I read interviews that they've done. So if you're going to an event where people are, say, talking about, I don't know, architecture, then read a couple articles on architecture. So you've got something to talk about. And so you don't feel sort of left out of a conversation. It's kind of cool. And if you do feel left out, ask questions.
Yeah.
When I used to work in offices, like corporate things, I like football, college football specifically, but that was the thing that I would do, is I would see who won what games, so I would have that kind of information. Now I'll just say food, you know, I'll just start talking about, well, we air fryer, Instant Pot, right?
Yep.
Yes, and everybody loves an air fryer or is curious about an air fryer. Just talk to everybody about air fryers. That's what I say.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
They're the greatest.
Yeah.
Have you heard about air fryers? And then you become like some weird air fryer cult, but it's also accurate.
I join that cult. I would totally join that cult. The fries are crispy, man. I am in.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing.
Do you both want to hear about the amazing air fryer pretzel rolls that I made today that were cinnamon raisin?
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness. Like ridiculous. I mean, they don't look pretty, or else I'd like bring them over for show and tell, but oh my goodness.
I made flatas in the air fryer the other day. I was like, you know what? I bet I can make taquitos or flatas in the air fryer. And I sure can, you guys.
Oh my God.
And I should know that I can do it.
Oh, I heard you can reheat pizza. I did not know you could reheat pizza in an air fryer.
You can make like anything in the air fryer.
Oh, it's
my favorite. If I don't, I get the tortillas from Costco. You know, those thick 2-packs. So you get 40 of those. The easiest meal. You put some sort of protein in there, mix it with things, you know, roll it up, spray it with oil, and put it 390 for 4 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other, and you have food.
I like food.
Food is good. Food is good.
Yeah. I like food. So talk about food. I want to add one thing that you didn't, which is volunteer. If you are really concerned about going anywhere, volunteer, offer to check people in. And you could probably even do that with the Zoom event, because a lot of organizations, as they have more and more things on Zoom, they need people to monitor the things, or to save the chat and type in. So make yourself helpful. That's
actually a really great tip.
Yeah.
And I know with conventions, a lot of times if you volunteer, you get free tickets. Just saying.
That's true. That's true.
I've met lovely volunteers at conventions who I've just ended up in line waiting for something, or sitting by an outlet on the floor eating nachos or something, and they'll come by and tell me to move, and then I end up friends with them. So,
and all because she was being a pest in the middle of a convention, you guys. Be a pest. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be a pest.
I sat on the floor next to a garbage can with a plate of nachos because that was the only thing I could eat as a vegetarian. That's where the outlet was, you guys. So
I understand.
Yep. Not a lot of outlets.
We've all seen me angry at a convention. It's not good.
And then you have to do the running from eating all the food that you shouldn't eat. And then you think that, like, I did all this running around the convention, I can eat whatever I want, but the calories don't work that way.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
talked to
no.
them about it and they don't care. I was like, the
No.
calories. And they're like, we don't care.
Yeah. Although I can tell you with the marathon the week before, you're supposed to replace most of your calories with carbs, and it's wonderful. It is the best.
I do that before Netflix marathon. So
I mean,
I'm here with
I don't see why not. It sounds so great.
Does nothing for my body, but it does everything for my soul.
Because I ate an entire pizza the night before I ran. And it was
that would
wonderful.
be worth it for me to consider running.
Oh yeah,
just to consider it though.
Just to consider it, exactly.
Yeah.
No need to do it.
Try out the pizza part first. See how you feel.
And then you're like, wow, I could do this every time I run a marathon. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just eat half a pizza.
I ate the whole thing.
I'm so proud of you.
So good.
So what have we learned? We learned that you can find people everywhere.
Yes. You can eat a whole pizza before a marathon.
You can eat whatever carbs you want before a marathon, whether it's Netflix or an actual marathon. But the point I think that's also very interesting, so we're talking a lot about industry-ish things and work-related, but it's the things we're talking about running and dancing and food that aren't necessarily work-related that are getting us the most excited. So think about what things excite you, what's going to get you really going, what do you want to talk about, and go to places where you could talk about those things.
Yeah. And go to places that are aligned with your interests, right? Because that's where you're going to find your people. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, if you're into making board games, you got to go to a gaming convention and then you're going to find everybody that's your people.
Yeah.
That's where your people are. Don't be like, I'm a comedian and go to a theater festival.
Yeah.
I mean, you might find your people, but like most likely you'll find like a lot of Shakespeare people, and then that's not going to work out for you.
Yeah,
you know?
or use hashtags when you're posting on Twitter. Like I started using running and marathon training, and I've met a whole bunch of people that way, and it's really cool because then when I do stuff, they're super encouraging. Or if you like comics, use the comics hashtag. You just don't know who you're going to meet, and you don't know, what you'll end up writing. Because that's true. I never thought I'd write a comic, but that's how it happened because I was posting about it. If you like football, if you like knitting, you just never know where you're going to find people, and you can do that in your job, and you can do that just in life if you just want to meet new friends.
And who couldn't use more friends?
Right?
Yeah,
exactly. And there's so many different options. I feel like people are really trying to get together, especially now. So like just a good Google search of like the things that are kind of your goals, career wise, or like emotional and like, whatever makes you happy wise to align with those kind of people. Just Google and see what, is there a festival? Is there a meetup?
Yeah.
Is there a networking thing? Is there a Zoom call? I mean, that's where they're going to be, the people that are speaking your language. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss my yoga classes very much. But that was I met some wonderful, wonderful people there. Some of them are in my industry, some of them are not. I met this amazing baker. Like, I think just sitting down and talking to people before things start sometimes is the place where you end up meeting the coolest people.
Yeah.
And there's food again.
And there's food again. But also you don't know who that baker knows.
Right.
And as soon as somebody goes, hey, gosh, like their friends maybe like casting some kind of host thing. Like, I've been looking for a host that likes D&D and whatever. And they're like, hey, but actually I have a friend from yoga class that's into that.
Yeah.
There you go.
I might hear of a casting notice for a baking show. I'm certainly not joining that. But I know someone who could. So, I'll watch it, but
I'll eat it. And
I'll eat it.
It all comes back to food. Always.
It does.
100% of the time.
So the more people you know, the more people you know, the more people you can connect. And that's where you grow into the life you want. Yeah. And I talk about, there are work goals and work-life balance goals, and you need both because we want to be balanced.
Yeah.
Sure, that is one of the goals.
Yep.
It's on the list.
It is.
What, being balanced? Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
being balanced. Yeah.
Well, I think we all just finally got used to the way the balance works with working from home, and now it's something new you have to get used to. So don't do all the goals at once. Just maybe find one little thing that makes you happy and will connect you with new people or what have you.
Absolutely.
So before we wrap, because believe it or not, we have been talking almost an hour.
It doesn't feel like it at all.
I know. So what I would like from each of you is, will you bestow a goal on our audience? And also then we'll leave with a final bit of advice. So let's start with Anastasia. What goal would you like to gift our audience?
I want the goal to find something that uniquely like represents you and like an item that you can actually bring to a networking event. Like that find a goal, like find something that you can wear, earring, whatever, that is uniquely you, that you can just like gives you power and also represents you. Like, you know, I feel like
I love that.
Yeah.
It gives you power, because that's like, it's like your cape.
Yeah.
Your superhero cape without
Exactly.
it being a cape. But it could be a cape.
It could be. It could be a color. Like mine. When I wear yellow or rust, I feel the best. I feel like a boss lady. So I will always wear it. You know, it's just the way it is.
I like that. I have my rings.
Wonderful.
I always have those on. My power rings.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I'm a superhero somewhere, but
you are.
You are.
Thank you, you guys. I would say pick one of your hobbies and reach out to some people online. Look for a community, like I said, whether it's knitting or whether it's running or whether it's a sport or whatever it is. Pick something like that and look for the hashtags. Look up the hashtags. See who's doing these things. Follow them on Instagram and try to start start with 2 new people, because you just never know. Sometimes I think when you can hear the same advice from everybody you know over and over and over again, and it never sticks. Sometimes it's a stranger saying it to you that makes it stick. So just try to expand a little bit and try to go out, and whether it's online now or in person, try to meet 2 new people this week.
Oh, I love
Get
that.
out of your comfort zone and get into our comfort zone is what we're telling people.
Yes.
Be comfortable like us. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and so this is a great transition into, where can people find you? Where can they connect with you, Jenna?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jenna Busch, B-U-S-C-H, like the beer, not the president. You can find me on Facebook, Jenna Busch public page, or Jenna Busch 13. I answer things on both. And you can find the Psych Geek book series at Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And yeah, we have Star Wars psychology, Game of Thrones psychology. All of them are listed on my website. And I am always available for hosting and writing gigs.
Anastasia, how about you?
You can find me at Anastasia W on Twitter and TikTok, at Anastasia Wash on Instagram. You can go to my website, AnastasiaWashington.com, or Linktree/Anastasia Wash to see what's going on, because I'm all over.
She does a lot.
All over the place.
Well, I think it's been proven that we all do a lot, which is great. Which is why
we're boss ladies.
A good conversation for the 3 of us, because we see the power in these kinds of connections. And I'm doing the show with you both, but frequently I will just bring in 3 friends from different parts of my life to have a conversation. So another way to make new friends and make new connections.
Yes.
So, and if you are listening or watching, you can check out the recap on thedebmethod.com/blog. That's where you can find more about me. And if you need a little bit more help with your networking goals or any of your goals, you can learn more about my book if you go to yourgoalguidebook.com. It will take you to the Amazon page, or you can find it at your favorite independent bookstore. Oh my goodness, this has been so much fun. Thank you both for joining today, and everybody for listening/watching. This has been Goal Chat Live. You can catch me for Goal Chat every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Goal Chat Live every Monday at 4 p.m. with awesome guests. And final thought, Jenna. Final thought, Anastasia.
I would say don't be afraid to try something new. Because, as I said, every hobby I've tried has become a job. So
and
you never know where things will go.
Exactly. And have those business cards ready. They go digital now. I have an app on my phone. Do it.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, I think we have another bonus goal is to have a digital business card.
Yeah. Then you have no
that.
excuse. You can't say that thing where it's like, I don't have any more cards. No, it's literally on your phone.
Oh, I need this.
Yeah, it's a lifesaver.
Wow. Well, you two have been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you didn't have networking goals, now you have them, and we're rooting for you. Connect with us, find us, go out there, figure out the life you want. You can have it. So go on out there and go for it.
Thanks.
And you do it with your peeps, even better.
Yes.